Welcome to Daily Orchids, where every flower has its own story. Here you can see an orchid that is suffering from rot. The cause is often water stagnation on the top after long rainy days, combined with improper care, causing the top to become waterlogged and gradually spread to the leaves. If you are also experiencing a similar situation, watch this video carefully. I will guide you step by step to revive an orchid with rot, helping it recover quickly and healthily, with just a few simple steps that you can do right at home. First, you need to quickly remove the leaves and rotten plant tissue. Because the rotten part still attached to the stem contains a lot of fungi and bacteria, if not removed quickly, they will continue to spread, making the situation more serious, even possibly damaging the entire orchid. On the contrary, this helps the plant to prevent the spread, while creating conditions for healthy tissue to recover and grow again. The next important step is to check the growing medium, where the roots attach and is also the home of the orchid. Looking closely, we can see that the roots of the tree are still green and quite healthy, which is a very positive sign. However, some roots have started to rot and dry out, which may be due to the substrate being degraded, kept moist for too long, or infected with fungi. Therefore, in this step, I will remove all the old substrate around the roots. This not only helps to eliminate potential sources of disease, but also helps us to observe more clearly the true condition of the roots inside, from which we can come up with the most appropriate treatment and recovery measures. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to support me and not miss any useful orchid care tips. I am happy to accompany you on the journey of nurturing and conquering the beauty of orchids. Next, we will use a pair of sharp, clean scissors to cut off the damaged roots. When the roots are rotten or dry and black, they are no longer able to absorb water and nutrients, and can even harbor bacteria and fungi, which can spread to other healthy roots. This helps us to accurately and safely remove damaged roots, while avoiding cross-infection of pathogens to healthy roots. Which country are you watching this video from? Leave a comment below to let me know. It's great that we can connect and share our passion for orchids from all over the world. After pruning, the root system will become more airy, helping the plant to concentrate nutrients on healthy roots, stimulating the growth of new young roots, and creating the premise for a quick recovery process. After pruning, we will clean the entire tree with clean water. The purpose is to completely wash away any remaining resin, dirt, and fungi on the stem, leaves, and roots after the treatment process. When cleaning, we should use a gentle stream of water to avoid damaging the roots or crushing the leaves. The clean water stream helps cool the surface of the newly cut tissue, reducing the risk of bacteria entering, while also helping the tree to be more airy and breathe easier after going through the stage of removing the damaged part. After cleaning, we need to place the tree in a cool, airy place so that the tree has time to rest and recover damaged tissue before moving on to the next stage of treatment. The first ingredient I use to make fertilizer for orchids today is cinnamon powder. Cinnamon powder contains strong antibacterial and antifungal active ingredients, which help prevent the growth of bacteria and fungi that cause root rot and leaf rot. I use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon powder in a clean jar. Then add 500 milliliters of hot water to the jar. Hot water helps dissolve and extract the maximum amount of antibacterial, antifungal essences, and essential oils in cinnamon powder, while increasing the natural antibacterial effect. After stirring well, cover the lid and let it sit for about 1 hour so that the nutrients in cinnamon are fully activated, creating a solution that can disinfect, stimulate roots, and protect orchids optimally. The next ingredient I use is oats. Oats contain many B vitamins, proteins, and minerals. These are nutrients that help promote metabolism, increase resistance, and stimulate the formation of young roots. In this recipe, I use 1 tablespoon of oats, put it in a clean jar, then add 500 milliliters of warm water. Warm water helps soften the oats, while releasing and dissolving nutrients such as B vitamins, proteins, and minerals in the oats into the water. After stirring well, cover the jar tightly and let it sit for about 1 hour before use. After about 1 hour of incubation, the nutrients in the cinnamon powder have completely dissolved into the water, creating a concentrated, lightly fragrant solution rich in natural antibacterial active ingredients. This solution is very beneficial for orchids during the recovery process after disease or pruning, helping to fight fungus, disinfect, and stimulate new root tissue growth. Next, we will filter out the residue of the cinnamon powder solution with a fine sieve and a clean cloth. This helps remove the remaining coarse powder, creating a clearer solution, making it easier for the plant to absorb when caring for it. Similarly, after 1 hour of incubation of oats, the nutrients in the oats have also completely dissolved into the water, creating a light, viscous solution containing many vitamins and minerals beneficial to the plant. At this time, we filter the oats with the previously filtered cinnamon powder solution and discard the residue. This combination creates a natural fertilizer rich in nutrients, both providing energy for the plant and protecting the roots from bacteria and fungi, helping the orchid to recover quickly and become healthier every day. Then, stir well and let the mixture rest for about 15 minutes before using. After 15 minutes of rest, the natural active ingredients in the solution have completely stabilized, and the temperature has dropped to a safe level, making the solution gentler and more friendly to the roots and leaves of the orchid. This is the ideal time to use the orchid care solution. In this step, I use a soft cotton pad, soak it in the nutrient solution from cinnamon powder and oats, then gently wipe it on both sides of the orchid leaves. This is a delicate care step, but brings high efficiency in the process of restoring the plant. When wiping the leaves with this solution, we are removing the layer of dirt, impurities, and bacteria on the surface of the leaves, factors that can hinder the photosynthesis and gas exchange of the plant. At the same time, the natural antifungal active ingredients in cinnamon powder will help prevent the growth of fungi and bacteria on the leaves, while vitamins and minerals from oats penetrate the epidermis, providing nutrients directly, helping the leaves become greener, thicker, and healthier. This step not only cleans and protects the leaf surface, but also helps increase the plant's ability to breathe and absorb light, thereby promoting more effective photosynthesis. Next, I will pour the mixed solution into a clean cup. Then gently place the entire root of the orchid into the cup, so that the roots are completely submerged in the solution and soak for about 30 minutes. The purpose is to let the nutrients in the solution, especially the antibacterial essence from cinnamon powder and vitamins and minerals from oats, penetrate deep into each root cell. During the soaking process, the cuts after pruning the roots will be gently disinfected. At the same time, the root tissue will absorb the necessary nutrients to recover faster. After 30 minutes of soaking, gently lift the plant out of the solution. At this time, the orchid's roots have absorbed a sufficient amount of nutrients, including natural antibacterial active ingredients from cinnamon powder and vitamins and minerals from oats. This is an important source of energy to help the plant begin the recovery process. Before replanting the plant in the substrate, I will use cinnamon powder to apply directly to the cuts on the stem and roots of the orchid. Cinnamon powder has strong antibacterial, antifungal, and natural wound healing effects. When applied to the cut, cinnamon will prevent bacteria and mold from entering, while helping the plant tissue dry quickly and heal. This helps to minimize the risk of re-rot or reinfection during the replanting stage. In addition, the essence in cinnamon powder also stimulates the cell regeneration process in the cut roots and stems, helping the plant recover faster and soon grow new, healthy roots. After applying cinnamon powder to the cuts, I will place the orchid in a cool place, away from direct sunlight for one day. This period of time helps the plant rest, stabilize the damaged tissue, and at the same time, let the cinnamon powder on the cut dry and maximize its antibacterial and wound healing effects. While waiting for the tree to rest, I will prepare and process the pine bark substrate. In this step, I use the cinnamon powder and oatmeal solution that I mixed earlier to soak the pine bark in antiseptic. I pour the solution so that the entire pine bark is completely submerged, then soak it for one day. The purpose of this is to completely remove bacteria, mold, and insect eggs that still exist in the pine bark. After one day of rest, the cuts on the orchid have completely dried up. The plant tissue has also stabilized and recovered better. This is the ideal time to replant the plant in a new substrate. As for the pot, I chose a pot with many drainage holes at the bottom, helping air circulate well and avoiding stagnant water, the leading cause of root rot in orchids. At the same time, the pine bark substrate after one day of soaking in a cinnamon powder and oatmeal solution has been completely cleaned and lightly soaked with natural antibacterial active ingredients. We just need to scoop out the pine bark and it can be used to replant the orchid. When placing pine bark in the pot, you need to pay attention to evenly placing the pine bark around the orchid's roots so that the roots are lightly fixed but still have air space. The most important thing is not to compress the pine bark. If compressed too much, the growing medium will be airtight, making it difficult for the roots to breathe and easily rot. The orchid's roots need space to develop and exchange oxygen, because that is the decisive factor for the health and long-term growth of the plant. Finally, we will cover the surface of the substrate with a thin layer of moss. The thin layer of moss helps maintain a light humidity around the base, limiting the rapid evaporation of water on hot days, and also helps the newly grown roots not to dry out. In addition, moss also has the ability to regulate temperature, keeping the surface of the substrate cool and comfortable. After planting the orchid in the new substrate, I will add nutrients to the plant by watering the solution of oats and cinnamon powder directly onto the roots and the surface of the substrate. The oatmeal solution provides B vitamins, minerals, and natural proteins, helping to stimulate the growth of young roots, while cinnamon powder acts as a natural antibacterial layer, helping to protect the roots from fungi and bacteria that cause rot. This method also helps the root system absorb nutrients quickly, stabilize after the treatment process, and start the recovery phase, developing new roots and healthy new shoots. During this stage, we should place the orchid in a cool place with gentle light and good air circulation. This is the ideal condition for the plant to gradually adapt to the new substrate after going through the treatment and recovery process. After 5 weeks of persistent care, the orchid has shown wonderful signs of revival. The plant has grown a green, healthy, and smooth young shoot, which is a symbol of regeneration and strong vitality. This is the clearest proof that the plant has overcome the damaged stage, adapted well to the new environment, and started a new growth cycle full of energy. Each young shoot that grows is not only the life of the plant, but also the result of the patience, love, and dedicated care that the grower has given it. The leaves after a period of care have become much thicker, firmer, and smoother than before. This is a clear sign that the orchid is absorbing nutrients well and recovering its vitality strongly. Thick leaves show that the leaf tissue has stored enough water and nutrients, helping the plant to better withstand environmental conditions and limit water loss. In the root system, many plump, round white root tips have grown, showing the strong health of the root system, a solid foundation for the comprehensive development of the orchid. Young roots are the nutrient path that helps the plant absorb water and nutrients more effectively, and is also a sign that the growing medium and care conditions are very suitable. When young roots appear in unison, it means the plant is fully recovered, preparing to enter a period of vigorous growth and ready to flower in the near future. And as you can see, with just a little patience, meticulousness, and love for plants, a rotten orchid that seemed beyond saving can be revived strongly, sprouting green shoots and healthy new roots. This is the best reward for those who truly love orchids and devote their heart to each pot of plants. Each care journey is a story, and each blooming flower is a small but meaningful joy. If you find this video useful, please click like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell to watch the next videos sharing techniques on growing and caring for orchids. Thank you for watching. Wishing you always keep the passion and joy in your orchid garden.